Well, Brian, I think you're wrong when it comes to the Bible specifically. Let me ask you, do you believe that the University of Texas, say the Stanford University, where you went to school, that they should fire all female professors? Because the Bible, the New Testament, Timothy 2-11 says, I permit no woman to teach or have authority over men. She is to keep silent. So if we're going to take the Bible literally, shouldn't you be calling for universities to fire female college professors?
Well, David, if we take the Bible literally, then that's a reference to what should happen inside the church.
Well, that's not how I read it. That's not how a lot of other people read it. And the fact of the matter is, if you want to take that argument that this is how it should be done inside the church, nobody is saying that churches should be forced to marry gay couples. Some of them choose not to do so, and that's fine. The question is whether our society should allow gay marriage and gay couples.
Well, let's go back. I want to go back to your slavery issue just for a moment, because you're simply flat wrong, David, about the Bible's teaching on slavery. If you go to Exodus 21, verse 16, it couldn't be any plainer. Whoever steals a man and sells him, and anyone found in possession of him shall be put to death. That's the kind of slavery that was practiced in the United States.
Brian, Leviticus 25:44 states that I may possess slaves, both male and female, provided they are purchased from neighboring nations. So according to you, if we are going to follow the Bible, the only question is, does this apply to Mexicans or Canadians?
I'm sorry, you didn't let me finish my thought, David. May I finish my thought?
Yeah, go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, what I was explaining, David, is according to Exodus 21, anyone who engaged in the kind of slavery that we practiced in the United States of America would have been put to death under the ancient code of Israel, because it involved stealing men and selling them to slave traders. And they were stolen, by the way, in Africa by fellow Africans, sold to white slave traders. And if the scriptural directive had been followed, we never would have had the institution of slavery on American shores.
Brian, do you believe that children should be disciplined with stones, that you should discipline your child by throwing against a stone wall? Because Psalm 137-9 says, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you support child abuse?
Well, David, you got to go back and look at that in context. And what the psalmist is writing about there is the enemies of the nation of Israel invaded them, and that's what the enemies of Israel did to their babies. They grabbed them from their mothers, they beat their heads against the rocks and killed them. And the psalmist says, look, someday somebody is going to do that to them, because God's justice, the wheels of justice may grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly fine.
But Brian, you get the point, don't you? That, I mean, here you are taking the Bible literally to say that here you are taking the Bible literally to say that gay couples, lesbian couples, that's somehow a biblical abomination. And yet we can find all sorts of chapters and verses, the Old Testament, the New Testament, which you believe you like to cite more often, that support all kinds of things that if we take literally would cause complete chaos in this society. And my point is, why is it that you feel so obligated, and why do you feel so focused on gays and focusing the Bible on gays when there are all sorts of other issues that you pay no attention to?
Well, David, the reality is that you don't pay attention to what we say, because I've said frequently on my program that homosexuality is not the only thing that's described in the Old Testament as an abomination. Haughty eyes are described as an abomination.
Right, playing with a pigskin on the Sabbath is published. Playing with
false weights, cheating somebody in business, that's also an abomination. And David, I've said these things repeatedly. If you're not paying attention, that's hardly my fault.
Well, I am paying attention to the verse that says that those who violate the Sabbath should be stoned, or that if you touch a pigskin, you should be put to death. I mean, people play with pigskins every Sunday and Saturday in college football. I don't hear you complaining about that. But let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We're going to talk about some other issues. We're talking with Brian Fisher, having a feisty debate here on Take Action News We Act Radio. The program continues after this.